Anyway, continuing. So here in our region here, Grab, which is known for their ride sharing services as well as food services here in Southeast Asia in particular, has reached a speed bump of sorts in terms of the sales, slumping by as much as 37%. Now, what led to that? Let's take a closer look here. So according to Forbes.com, their shares have plummeted, and 37% is a pretty significant decline. Now, what could the reason be here? So let's take a closer look here. So Singapore ride-based ride-hailing and deliveries giant Grab saw its shares plummeted by 37%, meaning it wiped out 7 billion of its market value. So, 7 billion is a lot of money, meaning investors are not as enthralled as what they were before. Now, according to the CFO, Peter Oey, said that they plan to be judicious and disciplined in allocating capital as we double down on the long-term growth opportunities of our on-demand advertising and financial services businesses here. Now, obviously, focusing on not necessarily but two types of services here. Obviously, the ride sharing is totally different than offering deliveries for your food and other stuff. I think they offer clothes and stuff. And the question here is, they are not just focused on one particular market, particular region at that. I think in Southeast Asia in particular. Let's see here. The CFO also goes on to say they are laser focused on becoming profitable. So meaning they're still not yet profitable up to this point. So what's the delay here? So what's the rationale here? Because obviously the past year or so we had the pandemic, so it's going to affect significantly in your ride sharing services, but it would boost your businesses on the delivery aspect. It mentions here the company expects to break even in its food delivery unit by first half of next year. But the question is, how will this affect their ride sharing services here? Now, obviously, the ride sharing services is a tremendous boon for many individuals, but obviously, uh, you have to have people moving around and about in the city for that to work. And if you're stuck at home, that's not going to be beneficial here. Now, it mentions here the co-founder of Anthony Tan and Tan Hui Ling way back in 2012. They started as a taxi booking app, okay, competing with the likes of Uber. Now, obviously, in the ride-sharing services, it's not as easy as it looks, especially if you're competing in different markets or in different countries. And in particular, in our country here, when the ride-sharing services were initially offered, you have Grab and Uber were offering. I think I was able to take advantage of their services at the time. Their price were competitive compared to regular taxis, but obviously, government intervention, complexity, difficulty of participating in the market led to Uber even moving out of our region here. So it's not as easy as one would like to think. Now, it mentions here Grab has since grown to become a super app by expanding its business to ride hailing, food delivery, and digital financial services. So they're offering more and more in their platform. Now, is it going to be beneficial, or should they have focus on one particular aspect here? So the self-described everyday everything app operates in over 400 cities and towns across Southeast Asia. You have Singapore, Malaysia, Cambodia, Indonesia, Myanmar, and here in our country, the Philippines and Vietnam and Thailand. Now, obviously, having presence in those markets is tremendous, but obviously you have to consider the complexities of the market that you're playing in. The country, let's say in our country, in the Philippines, is different, totally different in Singapore. So you have to take that into consideration, how the business operates and deal with their consumers there, and not just the consumers, but also external issues like the government of how to abide by the rules, what is allowed and not allowed, and that can be complicated if you want to stay there long term. And obviously competition, politics, all of those things could have a detrimental impact in your presence here. Question here is, are they doing their part? Are they investing? That's why they're not making profit right as of the moment. Or are they just neglecting their businesses letting their popularity soar up to a certain point and then let it be. Hopefully that's not the case here, and hopefully they can find better ways to improve their services. And I think I had a personal experience where I was using their food services and I got blocked a few weeks back, a week or two, I think. And I don't know what was the reason, and I had to contact them. And in fairness, their tech support was able to remedy that. I explained to them, I had not experienced any problems with the app. I don't know, was there a technical issue, or maybe the rider made a complaint which I didn't know, but who's to say? But in terms of record wise, I didn't have any problems before that. I got blocked at the time. So when I relayed that, they considered that situation, and then they reinstated my account, and now I'm able to use it again. So obviously customer service is important at the end of the day, so that it builds your relationship with your customers who uses your basic services, especially for food. Imagine the time during the lockdown, people are stuck at home, and obviously their services were allowed to operate, to help the people, and their community, so to speak, here. But obviously, venturing into different aspects, into delivery service, food delivery, to ride sharing, and to now financial services, can be a daunting task. If you're not a master of, maybe like a joker, like you're trying to do so many things, you're not a master of anything. Could be a concern here, but only time and tell. But we'll see here.